Gray Fund has been paying out a whopping 16.43% on average every single month for the past year. Now, if that sounds a little bit crazy to you, it might be. In today's video, we are going to be doing a deep dive, uncovering a whole bunch about Gray Fund. I spent the time, took a couple of hours, and did my due diligence on this project. So if you guys enjoy this video, enjoy any of this research, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know any questions that you have. If I missed something, we can always do more videos on this. But before I get into this video, my name is Blockchain Ben, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, and everything in crypto and DeFi is insanely risky, guys. So please, never invest more than you guys can afford to lose. Always do your own research and know exactly what you guys are going into before you go into any project in this space. That being said, let's jump right into the video. So if you guys do not know what Gray Fund is, it is going to be from the gray market. I highly advise that you guys check out my AMA with a couple of the biggest investors over there and people on their board. There will be a little iCard right there in the top right of your screen. All right, got it. Now we can jump into this. Essentially, Gray Fund is a hedge fund that ever since July of 2022, and even a little bit earlier than that, has been paying out an average of 16.43% a month. Now, this month for June, they produced 12.41%. The month before of May was 21%, and this is on a large capital balance, a fund of $11.1 million so far and growing rapidly. I have yet to see any videos so far on YouTube going into a deep dive of gray market, so I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's just jump right into it. So let's talk about what exactly they have shared so far, transparency-wise. Well, they've shared a couple of documents with us. The first document that they have shared with us is going to be their line of credit with SNB. That is going to be Saudi National Bank. Now, this Saudi National Bank gave them a $5 million line of credit. What they're going to use this line of credit for is whenever they want to hold long-term positions and still be able to pay out users. So if they want to pay out users using some of this line of credit or use some of that line of credit to hold some of those long-term positions, and then once they get all the deposits back and everything moving up again, then they can re-enter into those positions with their own money, pay back that line of credit. Pretty cool idea that they're working with here. It is very bullish that they did get a $5 million line of credit here. Definitely shows that they have their ways with the banks. Also, the owner of this Gray is the owner of Blackridge, which is a hedge fund. We are going to be doing a deep dive into that as well. I found a whole bunch of stuff on that too. As we can see here, borrower is going to be Blackridge GM Holdings Inc., which definitely lines up with exactly what his story has been. Now, this has been private for a while. I know multiple people who have been in this since last year, people that I trust in this space, but I highly advise that you guys all do your own research as well. Don't just follow this video blindly and think that everything's going to be amazing. I challenge you guys to go in and do your own research on absolutely everything before you go into anything. Never blindly invest. As we can see here, we get to see Nathan G is going to be the name of the guarantor here. That is going to be our guy. That is going to be Gray right here. I have confirmed that with him personally as well, so that's good to see. Basically, very standard stuff here. As we can see, CEO at Blackridge GM Holdings, that is going to be Nathan G. I did find his real name. I found his real socials and everything like that. However, I'm not going to be sharing that with you guys. I talked with him. He's a family man. I don't want to be doxing him with everybody. He's always been semi-doxed, and he is also KYC'd as well, which is very nice to see too. But I don't really want to put his name out there, his socials out there, and everything like that. Just because he has a kid, he's got a wife. It's nothing that I want to share out there, but he was very open about it, and I appreciated talking with him as well. Next, let's go over into one of the most important documents, in my opinion, that he shared, if not the most important document. Now, this was shared at the end of last month. This was the Interactive Brokers brokerage statement for the month. And as we can see here, we can see time weighted rate of return was at 125.93%. Now this adds up exactly what we were looking at for the fund, which is very nice to see here. Now this would be a pretty difficult document to fake here. Obviously they could have just gone into a PDF viewer and really spent a lot of time, blurred out all this stuff, and also changed all the numbers here to make it look exactly how it's supposed to, and added up all the PNL and such. But in my personal opinion, I feel like it would be very difficult to do, and if they really wanted to fake all this, they would just say, hey, we're not going to do a brokerage statement or anything like that. You just got to trust the process here or something like that. But he's been very open, very transparent with all this stuff. The reason why this is all blurred is the trades that they are doing and such. They do not want to be front run on and lose their edge, because if they lose their edge, then they are going to really struggle over here. Same thing with their main hedge as well. They rarely share anything there, but the main hedge does have a minimum investment of, I believe, $500,000. His main reason for starting this one was because he wanted to give people who had a little bit less money an opportunity to get in and earn with him as well. Now, he got into this DeFi space a couple of years ago and just dabbled in it, made a bunch of friends, and when they all heard about his hedge fund, they wanted to join but did not have the funds. That's why he started up this for people, and ever since then, it has grown. Now, for the first, let's say around 9 months or so, they've been pretty private in their own group, only about 60, 70 members or so, every single month paying out nicely. And even back then, it was just, hey, I'll give you a number at the end of the month. I'll tell you how much we made. I'll pay you out if you want it, or you can compound. And a lot of people rolled over their compounds. However, it has lasted for over a year without the need of a ton of new external investments. And now that they're opening it up to more people, there has been a major influx in funds. So we will also have to see how that affects the profitability of his trades and such. Now, to break down exactly what they are doing over here, a lot of it is going to be traditional finance, TradeFi. That is going to be conventional financial systems. Institutions that have been in existence for decades include banks, insurance companies, stock markets, other regulated financial entities. Then they have some DeFi plays over here as well, with derivatives trading, stablecoin farming, credit and debit instruments, liquidity pools, Gray, USD. That is going to be their token that they are rolling out here soon, and they are rolling out with their own algorithmic trading bot as well, which is going to be nice to see too. We can see the breakdown here: 30% leverage calls, 5% yield farming, 21% credit and debt, or credit and debit. Stable farming is 8%, derivatives 30%, venture capital 6%. So very well diversified here. Now, this is not always going to be the exact amounts of this, as they say down here. This is going to change from month to month based on what they are doing. Talking about the team over here, we have Gray, and we have a whole bunch of other core team members. They have a ton of disclaimers, a ton of legal risk disclosures, and it seems like they are really trying to run this very, very professionally. And that doesn't surprise me, saying that he has his own hedge fund himself, which is going to be that Blackridge that we talked about before. Next thing that I want to jump into is that they are also using a very reputable custodian. This is going to be NYDIG. Now, I did look this up over here, did a little bit of research on them as well. I want to say that this was in their white paper somewhere here, that they had partnered with them. I just wanted to double check. And yes, as you can see here, their custodian is going to be the NYDIG. Brokerage is Interactive Brokers LLC, one of the biggest brokers in the world, with a lot of hedge funds use. Definitely nothing suspicious over there as well. Bank letter, line of credit, this is all stuff that they've talked about here as well. They chose SMB because they have a huge amount of assets. That is going to be $243 billion in assets, almost $250 billion in assets. So their line of credit is going to be pretty safe over there as well. Next, let's jump into the SNB. As we can see here, got one quick thing. On this line of credit, I did do a little bit of research also on this Fad Al-Harbi guy, and he is officially a part of their team. He's exactly what he's saying that he is over here. As we can see, he is the chief compliance officer. That's his signature, and everything is legit over there as well. Next, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a deeper dive into Blackridge, because we do not know a ton about Blackridge. So originally, I just searched a Blackridge hedge fund. Now, there's a couple hedge funds called Blackridge Hedge Fund, but I really wasn't able to find exactly what we are looking for. That's until I went into the Discord group of Gray Fund. I found an old post that included a whole bunch of data on Blackridge. It also included a bunch of Gray's personal socials as well, which I will not be showing here today, but I did find his LinkedIn. Found his LinkedIn. From there, I was able to find the LinkedIn of Blackridge. And after finding that LinkedIn, I was also able to find a company registration for Blackridge. Now, this is when they registered in Canada. It was originally registered in the US as well. That is why this 1 year, 2 months, 7 days is going to be a little bit earlier than you would expect. You would expect it to be about 4 years or so, like he was saying in his LinkedIn and like he was always been saying before. But this is essentially expanding and moving some of their LLC into Canada as well. Now, I'm not going to scroll down a ton here. If you guys want to, you can look this up and everything, but it does have his full name attached to there as well, where we have that Nathan G come up once more. Next, I did also find this Crunchbase right here, which I believe is very, very convincing as well. Now, this is for Blackridge investment firm. Crunchbase essentially is a fundraising website where a bunch of hedge funds and startups go to get funding for their brand new companies, startups, whatever it is. And this is some pretty hard evidence. Now, obviously, there could be potentially some ways that this could be faked, but in my opinion, this is pretty sound evidence proving that he does have this Blackridge hedge fund and all of the numbers that he is talking about are legit. So the total funded amount right here, as we can see, this first funding amount was $10 million. Now, he's said multiple times before that he's gotten funding of 300, 600, 700 million dollars before. Right now, I believe on his LinkedIn it says like $1.1 billion in funding right now currently in his hedge fund. And in 1 second here, we can see that exactly that he has raised $320 million. Now, this was just in 2019 and 2021 right now, according to the Blackridge Growth Fund 1 and Blackridge Growth Fund 2. So that definitely checks out there as well. Along with that, on this site in the summary, the people, you can also see that same Nathan G name is going to pop up there as well. It is going to be his full name too. Don't really want to bring that out exactly, but that does confirm that he is the one that owns the Blackridge. He's the one that's got this Gray Fund as well. So all of his story so far is really lining up nicely, which brings me to my next point. Just because everything lines up perfectly doesn't mean that all of the numbers are exactly correct. Now, I am always going to take a very conservative view on any project that I talk about here on the space. At the end of the day, I want to keep everybody safe. So don't watch this video and think, oh, everything looks great, I'm going to mortgage my house and go into this. I don't think anybody, even Gray, would want you to do that. Play every investment that you make in this space safely, as a lot of these investments are DeFi casinos. So please, guys, never invest more than you guys can afford to lose. That being said, though, I am a really big fan after doing this deeper dive. I highly encourage you guys to do a deep dive yourself as well. And please, please let me know what you guys find on Gray Fund, if you guys can answer any of the questions as well that might still be underlying there too. If we get enough support on this video and we get some people to also do some research as well, we will definitely be doing a part 2 of our due diligence series over here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, I am in Gray Fund. I did want to update you guys on that. I am in pretty heavily right now, 28K deposited. We have so far received $5,800 over here. So very happy with it so far. Very happy with Gray. He's been very open and honest and transparent with me. I've had really no complaints so far. And let's say that worst case scenario, he's running a massive Ponzi scheme, which I don't really know why he would, especially if he really does have this Blackridge hedge fund. It would mess everything else up. So I doubt that he is, in my opinion, but you always have to have that running in the back of your mind. There's a lot of funds coming into this right now, and it is something that I believe, even if worst case scenario, he really just wants to run this up and run away, which I highly doubt in my opinion, this definitely will have some legs. So I'll still be in here for a couple more months. I'll be taking my monthly profits out as well to make sure that I get my full ROI and then just play on house money. That's how you got to play these games, is get on house money and then you can do whatever you want. But Gray Fund right now, by far my top investment. I really hope you guys appreciated this video. please leave a like, comment, and everything else like that. Really helps out the algorithm, and it will help us get this research out to more people. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and I will see you all in the next one.